Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I built my AI team using the Hermes AI agent. And this is just going to be a completely raw, unedited video. I'm actually using ChatGPT to give me the steps, right? So if you're not familiar with how to do this, you can simply ask AI. And this is the prompt that I put in here. It says install Hermes AI using WSL, Ubuntu, Telegram, and I'll be using my OpenAI Codex sub. Now I do pay $20 a month for this sub, but there are ways to do it for free. So you could always ask ChatGPT, how would I do this for free? And it should give you some steps on how to do that. Let's get started here. Step one, we're going to install WSL and Ubuntu. So we're going to open PowerShell. So we're going to type PowerShell. We're going to right click it, run it as admin. If it asks you to allow this app to make changes, just hit yes. And then we're going to copy this command here, which will install WSL and Ubuntu, and hit enter. Okay, while that's going, it's going to say the next step is reboot if prompted, then launch Ubuntu. Let's see if it prompts us for a reboot here. It may also ask you to create a username and password. We'll see. Now it's downloading Ubuntu. Perfect. And again, this is just Linux. Hermes AI requires a Linux environment, and Windows doesn't have a Linux environment, obviously, by default, so you have to kind of install one. Okay, so once that's done, it'll say successfully installed, and it looks like it's automatically launching Ubuntu for us. Let's see. Okay, provisioning the new WSL instance. This might take a while. Okay, more waiting. Okay, perfect. So it's finally done, and it's asking us to create a username. I'm just going to use my name, Junior, enter, and then go ahead and create a password. Make sure you remember this password. You'll need it if you need to make any changes in the future, but I typically don't use it too often. Okay, here we go. So Ubuntu is now launched. So let's move on to back to our steps. Okay, create your Linux username password. We did that. Step 2 is to update Ubuntu. So we're going to just copy this script here, right in to our prompt. Oops. I think I copied it. Copy and paste. UK, let me restart this. Type Ubuntu. Okay, let's see if that works now. Copy, paste. There we go. So I guess go ahead and close that window, search for Ubuntu, and launch it. And then paste that first command in here. This should update Ubuntu. Here's our password that we just created. Perfect. Let me go ahead and expand this out so you can see. Looking good so far. And again, guys, I want to encourage you, if you're not very technical, that's okay. I've been working in IT for a long time, but I'm new to AI, and believe me when I say Linux, Ubuntu, I don't know much about these things. I use AI to build AI, okay? And that's a key factor. You can use tools like this to build even more powerful tools. All right, let me stop yapping. Looks like that's done. So now it wants us to install Essentials. So it looks like this is going to install Python. Okay. I know that Python is a programming language, but do I know Python? No. Again, I just wanted to encourage you that even if you don't know, just kind of jump in. We're doing this on our computer. You know, it's going to be free for the most part. Again, if you want a completely free version, you can use local models. Maybe I'll make a video on that next, but I already paid $20 a month, and I strongly urge you that if you really want to make an AI team like this, definitely pay the $20 a month, because the local models are not going to cut it. Step 3, let's install Hermes, okay? So we're going to run this command, and this is going to actually install our Hermes agent. And I can tell here that it looks like it's giving us a link to GitHub's user content. So there's probably going to be a bunch of tools that it's downloading, a bunch of skills. So yeah, it looks like it's installing Python Git. Okay. This is like a package essentially that is going on online, downloading, and it's giving Hermes access to all these different skills, right? So your AI agents are going to have access to all these cool skills. One, for example, is an image creator, right? That you can ask it to generate an image and it's going to use that skill. I'll show you more on that later. Okay, so once that install is done, it'll bring you to the Hermes setup. So this is where we get to configure Hermes, how we want to communicate with it, what AI model you want it to use, all kinds of things. So we're going to go with quick setup. Just hit enter. Looks like it's thinking here, inference provider. Okay, so here's where we get to choose. I was mentioning that I paid $20 for OpenAI Codex. Here's that option. Now, if you wanted to create a local model, what you would have to do is install something like Ollama. You can, again, ask AI to help you install a local model. And then you would use this custom endpoint option. Okay, when you do that, you're going to enter your URL. And again, AI will walk you through that. But for now, I'm going to use my OpenAI Codex because I do pay 20 bucks a month. So I'm going to hit enter here. And as you can see, it says signing into OpenAI Codex. To continue, follow these steps. So we're just going to copy this, open a new tab, paste that in. We're going to sign into our OpenAI. I use my Google account here. Continue, and it's going to give us a code, or rather it's asking for a code. So we're going to go back to our terminal and we'll see this code here. So let's copy it and paste it here. Continue. So now we've linked our Hermes AI agent to this new ChatGPT codex. And essentially that's what's going to make it extremely powerful. That's what's going to make it do all these incredible things. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's go back here. Now here's where you get to choose your models. So if you pay for ChatGPT, even if you're just using free ChatGPT, you're most likely using GPT 5.5. It's just their newest model. So we're going to choose that one, of course, because it's the best. For your terminal background, this is interesting, and I'll mention briefly that I'm using a local, which means that it's just running right off of my computer. But for safety reasons, you can also use Docker. It requires a lot more setup, it's a lot more intricate, a lot more technical. So for that reason, I'm just going to go with our local here. Messaging. So here's where we get to set up Telegram. How do we want to communicate with our AI agents? Now you can use, again, Slack, WhatsApp. You can even text them if you want, but I personally just like using Telegram because I'm familiar with it. So I'm going to hit spacebar to check it. So you can set up multiple at a time, right? But I don't. I just want to set up Telegram. Enter. And it says, okay, so it says Telegram, create a bot via @botfather on Telegram. So now what we have to do is go out and install Telegram on our desktop. Okay, so we're going to go to a new tab. Just go to google.com, or we'll just Google Telegram desktop. Go here. I'm going to get Telegram for Windows 64. Put it in my downloads folder. It's already there, but I'm going to replace it. And we're going to install it. You can just use all the default settings here. Next. I don't like the desktop shortcut. Hit next and install. All right, and we'll launch it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. So I'm going to stop the video because it requires a code that I can't show to anyone else. So I'm going to stop and I'll be right back. Okay, cool. So once you log in, this is what you'll see, kind of a blank space here. So let's go back to our terminal and it says create a bot via @botfather. So we're just going to copy this, Come to Telegram and we're going to search for BotFather. There he is. Now this guy's just the guy that helps us create our little bots here in Telegram. So we're going to hit, let me expand this out. We're going to hit start. And he gives us a list of commands. We're just going to do a new bot. Now, as you guys know, I had a bot named Newton before. So I'm going to create a bot named Newton. Good. Now let's choose a username for your bot. It must end in bot. So this is where you have to create a bot name. So each bot, you can name it whatever you want. Newton, Mike, Mark, right? Whatever you want. But it has to have a unique bot name. So you kind of have to come up with something that's unique to you. So because the name of my business is D-Town Tech Support, I'm going to say D-Town Newton Bot. So his name is going to be @D-Town Newton Bot. And let's see if that's unique. Looks like it is. Congratulations on your new bot. You will find it at here. You can now add a description. So I don't want to add a description. So let's go down here. What it's asking for is a Telegram token bot, or a Telegram token for our bot. So it is going to be right here. You'll see it linked here. So all you have to do is click on it. And when you click on it, it copies it. You come back over here and you paste. So there's our token. Okay. Now it says security. Restrict who can use your bot. So I can actually create a bot. And let's say I have a friend, or I want to give my brother access to Newton. I would have him create a Telegram account. He could give me his user ID, and we could both speak to the same bot, right? So that's a cool thing. You create this team of AI bots, and then you can give your coworkers access to these bots. Now, let's go ahead and get our user ID. To find your Telegram user ID, we have to message this bot, user info bot. So let's copy here, go to Telegram, search, and it's going to be this guy here, okay, with the little ID head. So we're going to start him up, and he's going to give us our ID. So boom, here's our ID. Copy that. And essentially what we're telling Hermes is only me, only my ID can communicate with Newton, no one else. Do we want to make this our home channel? Yes, so by default, my user ID will be the home channel. And then it's got to install a gateway. So it's basically the service that runs in the background that allows you to communicate with Hermes, okay, or with your AI bots. All right, choose how the gateway should run in the background. We'll just leave it at the default here, user service. I don't want to get too technical about what this is, but essentially, even if you close this Hermes AI agent window, this Hermes black screen, you can still talk to your bots, okay? So I'll hit enter. And then do you want to start the service? Yes. Perfect. Would you like to install the gateway as a background service? Yes, we do. Reload your shell to use the Hermes command. Okay. So now let's see if Newton is alive. So let's go to our bots. So I'm going to search for my bot at D-Town Newton bot. Here he is. Let's start him up. And let's see if he's there. Hello. He's typing. Hello, I'm Hermes, your AI assistant here on Telegram. I can help with coding, files, research reminders, media, and more. So there's the basics of how to create this bot. Now, we're going to go through creating a soul for this guy. So we want this guy, I personally want this guy to be my manager, right? I want him to manage all my other agents. I want him to be an overall manager for my business, but I have to program that into him. So we're going to give him a soul, okay? So a soul file is just something that we can create to give Newton instructions on what exactly he is, what he's going to be doing for my business. So let's go back to our ChatGPT here. Now, I kind of walked you through all the rest of these steps myself, how to set everything up, so we can skip to the bottom. And we're going to say, I've created a bot named Newton, and I want him to be my general manager for my business. And then we're going to tell ChatGPT a little bit about our business. And I might even upload a file that already has my business and what it does. So let's see. I'm going to add a file, go to pictures. Now this file here, it's a little flyer of all the services I offer. So I'm going to upload it to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say I've uploaded a file or an image with all the services my business offers. So they can actually read this picture and kind of extract what my business is. And it's going to be able to build a prompt for me. So let's see, I've created a bot named Newton, and I want him to be my general manager for my business. I've uploaded an image with all the services my business offers. Help me create a prompt, okay, for Newton that I can, we'll just say, help me create a prompt for Newton. What it should do is give me a prompt and then give me instructions on how to program that into Newton. If it doesn't, then we'll ask it more things. Let's see what it does. Okay, so here's a system prompt that it came up with for Newton. You are Newton, the general manager and executive assistant for detail and tech support. Your role is to help run and grow the business professionally, efficiently, and profitably while maintaining something. You represent the company as a knowledgeable, organized, confident, and friendly technology expert. Okay, so let's see here. There's my brand name, my personality. Okay, so here's the prompt. We'll go with that. Now how do I program this prompt into Newton? It looks like it did not give me any more steps after that. And it should say that we have to create a soul.md file. Perfect. Yep. So yes, in WSL Ubuntu, save the prompt as Newton's global instruction file. So this command, paste the Newton prompt into that file. So this command here is going to make the file, and then the nano is going to let us paste it in. So let's just do what it says here. We're going to make the directory. Perfect. Hermes Agent persona. This file defines the agent's personality and tone. Examples. This file is loaded fresh each message. No restart needed. Delete the contents of this file. Okay. So let's take this prompt, go over here, and we're going to paste it in. Yes. Okay, once you paste it in, you want to save it by hitting Control O, Enter, and then Control X. So Control O, as you can see down here, does a write out. And then we're going to hit Enter, and then Control X. Perfect. Then restart Newton. So now let's restart our bot by running this command here. And if we go over here, you'll see Newton's giving us a message saying, hey, the gateway's shutting down. Your current task will be interrupted. But all it's doing is restarting him. Test in Telegram. Newton, who are you and what is your role for detail and tech support? So let's copy that and let's talk to him. See if we get any error messages, see what happens. Looks like he's typing. Okay. The cool thing about Telegram is it kind of tells you what they're doing. So he's doing a search and I'm Newton, your AI assistant for detail and tech support. My role is to help you support the business. Perfect. So this is how you essentially install and program your bots. Let's see if we can, let me delete this here. Let's see if we can talk to him using our microphone here. Now, it may not be able to do it right away, but the cool thing is that he's going to tell you he can't, if he can't, and he's going to tell us how to fix it. Hi, Newton. I need some guidance on how to build my business. Right now, I need clients, so I need help with sales and marketing. Let's see what he does with this voice prompt. He is typing. Perfect. Absolutely. absolutely, and I've got you. Here's his response. If your immediate need is clients, then your focus right now should be simple. Okay, so see, he gives us kind of a breakdown of what we should be doing. So the cool thing is I can now use Newton and start to talk to him, and he is going to learn my business. He is going to grow with me. He's going to remember every conversation we've had. He's going to have access to every file we've created, every client that I take on, right? He will have all this information. So let's ask him this. I'm going to let him know that I'm building a team. Hi, Newton. So my goal is to build a team of 4 or 5 other agents, each that does a specific thing. So I want to create Mark, who is a marketing agent, Dexter, who is a technical support agent, Grant is going to be my financial agent, Atlas is going to be my physical fitness advisor, and then one additional bot that's sort of a spiritual advisor. Can you help me and guide me through how I can set up these bots on the infrastructure that you live on? So the cool thing is he's aware, right, of how he is set up. He knows that he's using Hermes. He knows that he's using the OpenAI Codex. So he's going to be able to now give us the instructions. So now we went from using sort of generic ChatGPT here, right? Now this has some kind of context. It does kind of remember. But if you have the free version, then this is going to run out. It's still very powerful, very useful. But now we have a personal AI assistant. This guy is going to remember. He's going to look. You can see here that he's viewing a skill called Hermes Agent, and he's committing something that I've said to memory. User wants to build a smart team, or whatever this says, right? He's committing these things to memory. He is now going to grow. He's going to just have a lot of context and awareness of what my business is. And let's see what he spit out here. Let's go up to the top. Perfect. So he's already giving, it looks like, recommendations on how to build a team. I can help you set this up. The infrastructure I'm running on is Hermes Agent. The best way to build your team is to create a separate Hermes profile for each agent. Each profile can have its own name, memory, skills, tools, model settings, etc., etc. So you guys can see just how powerful this is. I will go through setting up the rest of these guys, but it's probably going to be a bit of a long process, so I might make another video, but I just wanted to showcase just how powerful this can be. Let's see if he can generate some images. This is going to be an interesting test because he's probably not going to know where to save the files, so I'm going to tell him where I want him to save them, and I'm going to say that any file he creates, I want him to save them in my downloads folder on the computer, right, on my desktop or wherever I want it. Okay, Newton, for now, I'd like you to create some marketing material for D-Town Tech Support. I'd like a flyer that has a list of all my services. I'd like my logo to be added to that flyer. And I'd like you to save the files in my downloads folder on Windows. Can you do that for me? Let's see what it comes up with. Again, it might need more context. I could, for example, upload using this attachment button here, a picture of my logo, right? Since I asked it to use my logo, I'm curious to see if it has access to my files, if it can sort of extract what my logo is, right? He does have access to my computer, so he can see my files, things like that. So let's see what he does. Looks like he's viewing a skill called Claude Design, which I'm curious about. I've never seen that skill. Again, I'm not an AI guru. You know, I don't have years of experience with AI. I've only been really playing with it for a couple months. So again, I want to say that if you're kind of afraid of it, just dive in, you know, use AI to build AI. Watch some tutorial videos, things like that. Curious to see what his response is and how good these images come out. Okay, looks like he's using this. He's searching my files for the word logo. Interesting. I'm curious to see if I have it saved under logo. I don't think I do. So now he's searching for any type of picture file. See this? So he didn't find anything called logo, I'm assuming. Vision analyze, describe the logo so I can design material. Really interesting. So he's doing a lot of things here. As you can see, guys, he is pulling up all kinds of different skills. He's searching through my files. He's opening the terminal and running commands. He's using Python, it looks like. Now, again, I don't know how to use Python. I don't know how to generate an image. You know, I'm not good at Photoshop or anything, but AI is. AI is already an expert at all these things. So we just have to learn how to use AI, right, in a way that's explicitly helpful for us. You know, the reason I create these agents and I give them these prompts and these souls is because the more focused you can make a bot, the better it will become at that thing, right? For example, here, Newton is just going to be my general support, my manager. He's just going to kind of do big picture things. But Mark, Dexter, Grant, these guys all have a specialty, right? So Dexter is just going to become a better tech over time. He's going to understand my business. He's going to understand what I do. Some of the, you know, some of the pain points that I experience, and then be able to suggest ways to get over those things. So essentially, it's like building a free team or a very low-cost team. Okay, so it looks like it came up with something, but it requires my approval. So it wants to execute a script. So the script can spawn sub-processes or mutate files without passing through terminal command approval. Approval is one shot. Okay, so let's just allow it once and see what it does. It looks like it's creating a file. Again, I don't even know how to read this, right? So I'm not worried about reading this. It's using Python to run some kind of a script. We're just going to allow it. Okay, it looks like it's doing another script, so let's allow that. Now I may pause the video here and pick back up once it's done. It's probably going to go through various iterations here of doing this. Oh, no, it's done. Okay, I created the flyer files and saved them in your Windows Downloads folder. Files created. So let's go to my Downloads folder and see what it created here. Okay, so looks like it created flyer.html and flyer.svg. And also D-Town logo. Okay, so these three files right here. So let's open them up and see what they look like. Hopefully they're kind of good. Okay, so it looks like he did locate my logo. So he didn't know about this until I asked him. He located my logo and he created a little flyer. Okay, not terrible for his first try. Let's see what this services flyer looks like. Okay. Not super impressed with that one, but it may be because I'm using Word to open that. Let's see what the logo.png. Okay. I think he found this logo and just went ahead and made a logo file. But okay, as you guys can see, you know, I can always refine this. I can always tell him to make it better or to use some other kind of context to, you know, whatever I wanted to do. But the cool thing is that he's working and he can now start to really do things for me, okay? So I think in the next video, I'll show you guys how I create the rest of my bots, how I structure them based on what Newton said here, which is to create different profiles. See that? Create different profiles so that each one is operating kind of in its own little folder. Oh, check it out. So the spiritual advisor bot, he actually suggested some cool names. Solomon, Ezra, Shepherd. I like that. Its role could be prayer prompt, reflection. Very good. So yeah, anyway, guys, I think I'll stop the tutorial here. This guy and the rest of the team are really going to help me just kind of keep going forward with this business and empower me to, you know, like I said, create marketing materials, create customer documents and invoices and, you know, forms for them to fill out when I'm onboarding them, all kinds of things. And if you guys need any help with this kind of stuff, feel free to message me. feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to get in there and try to help you guys if you're interested in something like this. Thanks, guys.